On this week in the open mic universe, we look back at the week after WrestleMania 2, and we would kick things off on Raw with a special appearance by the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, LA Knight. LA Knight, who defeated the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns at WrestleMania to become the new champion, would come out on Raw to celebrate with the Raw crowd. But of course, the Tribal Chief would come out and try to ruin the celebration. Reigns has enacted his rematch clause, and these two will meet again in just a few weeks at Backlash. Then we would see Naomi in action. Naomi, who made her Open Mic Universe debut at WrestleMania in the China Memorial Battle Royal. Over the next couple weeks, she's kind of going to be in sort of a free agent limbo status with the draft coming up. She has entered her name in the draft. So over the next couple weeks, she will be showcasing her talent on both WWE and WCW programming. Then we saw the debut of Gallus, and it was a dominating debut. The team of Wolfgang and Mark Coffey taking on Los Lotharios, and they held nothing back. I gotta say this, the tag team division now on the WWE side has gotten a whole lot tougher, and it's going to be a whole lot more painful with the Gallus boys now in the WWE. Then we had Logan Paul with an appearance here on Raw. Paul kind of in a similar position as Naomi. He's going to be sort of a free agent over the next couple weeks, but has entered his name in the upcoming draft. Logan Paul, who made his return to the Open Mic Universe at WrestleMania, as he not only competed in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, he was also the winner. So it'll be interesting to see where Paul lands over the next couple weeks. Like I said, we'll see him not only on WWE shows, but also WCW as well. Then we had Carmelo Hayes taking on Seth freaking Rollins. Hayes competed in the Andre Battle Royal. Seth Rollins with another WrestleMania moment, as he had another career milestone at WrestleMania 2. This time, the Iron Man match against the original Mr. WrestleMania, Shawn Michaels. And Seth looking to carry that momentum beyond WrestleMania, as he would pick up a win here on what a lot of people would kind of consider maybe the first Raw of the new year. And he would get the win here against Carmelo Hayes and keep that momentum train rolling. And then we would get an appearance by the new WWE Women's Champion, Becky Lynch. Becky, who defeated Bianca Belair at WrestleMania, would come out to address the crowd, and then had a little bit of a special guest join her in the ring. Shayna Baszler, the winner of the China Memorial Battle Royal. She has taken that win and going to try to make the most of it, issuing a challenge to Becky Lynch. Those two will meet at Backlash. Then it was time for Nitro, and we kicked it off with a debut on the WCW side. Alba Fire, Isla Dawn taking on the team of Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. And pretty good showing from both Dawn and Fire. Kind of a little bit of a weird ending to this one, as we didn't really see the finish happen in the ring. They did pick up the win, but it was via countout. But again, a win is a win, and when you can win your debut match on any level, that's a good start. So we will see where Alba Fire and Isla Dawn go from here. Then we would see Chad Gable taking on Ashanti the Adonis. Gable, who did come up short at WrestleMania in his submission match against the Hall of Famer and Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle. But Gable earned a lot of people's respect, earned the fans' respect, and I think also earned the respect of his opponent, Kurt Angle. We would see at the end of the match, after Gable picked up the win, Kurt Angle would appear on the stage, and he would recruit Chad Gable to join the new Team Angle. Going to be really interesting to see where Gable is able to go with the influence and help of Kurt Angle. And then this one just will not end. Like we said, this feud has been going and going for months and months. And Zelina, again, attacking Raquel didn't really affect anything, as Raquel is able to get the win here against Michin. These two are going to meet again at Backlash. And then we saw Drew McIntyre in a handicap match against the team formerly known as the LWO, Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde. Drew McIntyre coming off a big, successful title defense of his WCW United States title against Big Bronson Reed. And he decided to follow that up with beating one Big Bronson Reed. Wasn't enough. So we'll beat two guys in a handicap match. Maybe next time we'll see Drew in a 3-on-1 handicap. The successful run for Drew McIntyre continues. And then we would see Otis in a rematch of a match we had a few weeks ago, taking on Karrion Kross. Otis with a huge victory a few weeks ago would follow it up with another big win against Kross. But that really wasn't the story in this one, as Chad Gable would come in and basically turn his back and attack his former Alpha Academy teammate and former #1 guy. I guess now that he's in Team Angle, he doesn't need Otis anymore. And to close out Nitro, we would get an appearance by the new WCW World Heavyweight Champion, Despicable Rey Mysterio. Rey, who defeated AJ at WrestleMania to become the new WCW World Heavyweight Champ, showed up showing off the defaced WCW World Heavyweight belt, as you see the LWO logo now on it. Very, very reminiscent to what we saw from the NWO when they tagged those letters on that very title back in 1996. WrestleMania was a huge night for Mysterio, and while we may not like the new attitude of Despicable Rey, can't argue with the results, as he has been on a roll over these last few months, and it all kind of culminated with the win against AJ Styles. AJ would come out to confront the new champ. These two will meet one more time at Backlash, as AJ looks to try to regain his WCW World Heavyweight title. Moving on to Thunder, we would see our new WCW Cruiserweight champion, Santos Escobar, in action. Santos with a huge night, being able to win the ladder match, defeating Dirty Dom to win that Cruiserweight title. These two will meet again. Dom will get a rematch at Backlash. But you got to think Santos is going to do everything in his power to hold on to his new championship. Then we had Braun Strowman taking on Jinder Mahal. Braun Strowman making quick work of Jinder Mahal as well. Then it was Nikki Cross in action taking on Tegan Nox. Tegan with another fantastic performance at WrestleMania as she competed in the China Memorial Battle Royal. Just like the Royal Rumble, Tegan would go on to eliminate Tiffany Stratton. That did not sit well with Stratton, as she would come out and interrupt this match and not only attack Tegan, but also attack Nikki as well. Next up, Shinsuke Nakamura taking on Drew Gulak. Nakamura, our new WCW television champion. He would end the 11-month reign of Dragon Lee at WrestleMania in a last man standing match. He made pretty quick work of Drew Gulak here, as he would pick up the win in his first appearance as television champ. Then it was Liv Morgan taking on the Queen, Charlotte Flair, and both of these ladies came so close to winning the China Memorial Battle Royal. They were in the final three, and then it was kind of a really quick chain reaction. Charlotte eliminated Liv, and then immediately Shayna eliminated Charlotte, and they both just so close to winning it. And with the draft coming up, I really kind of think both of these ladies could kind of benefit from a change of scenery. both former WCW Women's Champions, but they're not really kind of going in the right direction. And a win at WrestleMania in that China Memorial Battle Royal would have done wonders for either of those ladies. We'll have to see where things go with the draft, like we said, coming up in just a couple of weeks. In the main event, it was the Creed brothers taking on the WCW Tag Team Champions, The New Day, but The New Day jumped from behind by Team Angle, kind of served up to the Creeds on a silver platter. Could that possibly mean that the Creeds may be the next recruits for Kurt Angle? We're going to have to find out. In the end, in this one, the Creeds would get the victory via countout, but it's going to be kind of interesting to see what happens with the Creeds and Kurt Angle. And in our final show of the week, SmackDown, we would see Giovanni Vinci in singles action taking on Sami Zayn. Sami, who returned from injury the week leading into WrestleMania to kind of even the odds a little bit with his buddy Kevin Owens' feud with Gunther. Gunther, who was unsuccessful in his pursuit of the European title at WrestleMania, pins a lot of that blame on Sami for that loss. And we did see Gunther kind of get involved a little bit earlier in this match, but Sami was able to weather the storm, and in the end, he does get the 1-2-3. Sami Zayn would kick off SmackDown with a win. China Memorial Battle Royal winner Shayna Baszler would pick up a victory against Tamina. Shayna with a huge opportunity coming up at Backlash, as she will challenge Becky Lynch for the WWE Women's Championship. The pain would continue for Ricochet as Bobby Lashley would attack again. Ricochet has to be thinking he made the wrong decision when he turned his back on Bobby Lashley. Then we had a match between Asuka and Bianca Belair, two ladies who did not have great nights at WrestleMania. Asuka, our Royal Rumble winner, who would go on to challenge Rhea Ripley for the WCW Women's Championship. And Bianca Belair, our WWE Women's Champion, who went into WrestleMania against Becky Lynch. Both ladies coming up on the losing end. And that's never a great feeling on the biggest show of the year. But in this one of these ladies would get the opportunity to get a little bit of redemption, and that would be Bianca Belair, as she would pick up the win against Asuka. And then we would get an appearance by our new WWE Tag Team Champions, the Bloodline, the Tongans, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa. They were victorious against Imperium and their own cousins, the Usos, in a tornado tag match at WrestleMania. Here, though, on SmackDown, their cousins Chimmy and Jay would come out and issue a challenge for Backlash for their newly won WWE Tag Team Championships. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa would accept that challenge. These two teams will finally meet one-on-one in just a couple weeks at Backlash. Then in our main event, we saw Damian Priest taking on the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Priest with a pretty good performance in the Andre Memorial Battle Royal. Cody with a huge victory against the Beast, Brock Lesnar. Brock, who was on a rampage, attacking superstars from both WWE and WCW, but it was Cody Rhodes who stepped up to defend the honor of both brands. Priest here could have won the match by countout, gets in before the count of 10, and then goes back to the outside. That mistake would eventually cost Priest, as Cody would line Priest up for a crossroads, connect, hook the leg, and get the victory to close out SmackDown. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. And be sure to check out our channel for all of our other content, whether it's other episodes in this week's series, or even some of our pay-per-view recaps. Thanks again for watching and supporting the content. We'll see you next time with more from the Open Mic Universe.